Picture a skinny 20-year-old clocking out of a Sheffield factory on a drizzly Saturday. Carbon dust still under his fingernails, racing to catch a bus so he can play for a semi-pro team that pays $30 if he scores. The fluorescent lights hum overhead as he punches out, the smell of resin clinging to his sleeves. The rain feels cold but alive, the kind of chill that reminds him he's not finished yet. Every step toward that bus stop carries a small piece of defiance, a silent promise to himself that he won't fade into the noise of the factory floor. Now, fast forward a decade. The same guy is hammering in goals against the best defenders in England, breaking a record once owned by Ruud van Nistelrooy, and hoisting the Premier League trophy while fireworks explode overhead. Talk about whiplash. His life looks like someone spliced two different sport movies together and hit fast forward. The best part? Every twist in the plot was powered by raw grit instead of big academy polish, proving you don't need a velvet runway to take off toward the stars. Buckle up, because Jamie Vardy's path from carbon fiber technician to top flight superstar reads like a real-world cheat code that refuses to stay secret. Jamie Vardy was born in 1987 in Hillsborough, a blue-collar neighbourhood where smoky steel mills and backyard football teams share the skyline. His mum handled legal paperwork and his dad operated cranes. So there were no elite academy back doors, just endless pickup games on uneven grass. The clang of steel and the rhythm of the ball became his soundtrack. He grew up breathing the same mix of grit and hope that filled every Sheffield backstreet, where kids turned broken fences into goalposts and daylight into a challenge. When Sheffield Wednesday finally let him into their youth setup, he felt like he'd unlocked a hidden level in a video game, certain the pro badge was just around the corner. Then, at 16, coaches informed him he was too small and handed him walking papers that felt heavier than lead. The rejection wasn't just disappointing. It was a full stop that forced him to question whether the football world had space for late bloomers. 2 semesters of sports science classes only heightened the boredom, nudging him back toward the field with fire in his stomach and something to prove. He wasn't done chasing, he was just rewiring. Stocksbridge Park Steels tossed him a lifeline, but the paycheck hardly covered the tank of gas. Around £30, about $40 a week. Monday through Friday, he worked as a carbon fiber technician, making medical splints, inhaling resin fumes, and saved pennies for cheap meals. The factory walls echoed with routine, but inside his head, the noise was a drumbeat, one that said, "Run faster, shoot harder, keep going." Saturday, he laced up on fields that looked like muddy construction zones, chasing every ball like his next meal depended on it, because it often did. The crowds were small, but the stakes felt enormous. Life hardened further after an assault conviction defending a friend, resulting in an ankle monitor and a strict 6:30 p.m. curfew. More than once, the coach substituted him at halftime so he could hop a fence, jump into a getaway car, and beat the beeping alarm home. It was chaos, but it was his chaos, and he owned it. Yet the setbacks seemed to sharpen his instincts. He pumped in 66 goals in 107 games, a ratio that would make big league strikers jealous, and even earned a stadium stand bearing his name. Scouts finally started to pay attention, realizing there was more to this part-time worker than raw pace and tattoo sleeves. In 2010, 6th-tier Halifax Town took the plunge, and Vardy exploded with 25 goals in 41 appearances. Every goal celebration was a statement that he'd outgrown small-town ceilings faster than anyone predicted. The fans loved him for it. He wasn't just scoring goals, he was scoring redemption. His scoring rate powered Halifax to promotion, and rival managers exchanged wary glances whenever his name appeared on the lineup sheet. Fleetwood Town, hungry for a conference title, broke non-league records by offering roughly $150,000 for his signature. Teammates initially laughed at the little-known striker, but they quickly hushed when he redefined work rate on the practice pitch. By season's end, he bagged 31 goals in 36 league games and claimed the conference Golden Boot, shattering all remaining doubts about whether his lightning runs could translate at higher levels. Fleetwood's fans started bringing banners with his name, knowing something rare was happening in front of them, a story that might soon belong to the world. Championship club Leicester City shocked message boards when they shelled out £1 million, about $1.6 million, for a forward whose last locker rooms featured folding chairs and concrete floors. Commentators called it reckless, supporters rolled their eyes, and Vardy used the skepticism as jet fuel. The cameras felt bigger, the stadium louder, but the heartbeat was the same. In year one, he managed just 5 goals in 29 games, battling tough defences and the physiological weight of that giant price tag. Self-doubt threatened to creep in, but he countered by hitting the weight room, studying film, and refining his timing on breakaway runs. By the second season, he erupted for 16 goals, carrying Leicester to the championship crown and a golden ticket into the Premier League. Pundits who once scoffed at the £1 million fee now admitted Leicester might have pulled off the bargain of the decade. Leicester's 2014-15 return to the top flight was a year-long tightrope walk over the relegation pit. Vardy's lung-busting sprints produced crucial goals, including a famous 5-3 comeback win over Manchester United. That kept the Foxes' survival hopes flickering. Even with modest personal stats, his relentless pressing and fearless attitude earned him cult hero status among fans. Those traits became foundational, convincing the locker room that underdogs could bite harder than anyone expected. Behind the scenes, he fine-tuned nutrition, sprint mechanics, and shooting accuracy, aiming to turn near misses into net benders. The stage was set for a season that would defy math, logic, and every bookmaker in Britain. The whispers of belief grew louder. The city began to dream in blue. Bookies pegged Leicester City at 5,000 to 1 odds to win the 2015-16 title. Literally the same chance as seeing Bigfoot at a drive-thru. Under the new coach, Claudio Ranieri, the Foxes formed a turbocharged counter-attack engine, and Vardy served as the missile at the tip. Starting in August, he found the net so frequently that social media tracked a Vardy week like a holiday, climaxing when he scored in 11 consecutive league games, breaking Ruud van Nistelrooy's record. Crowds serenaded him with Jamie Vardy's having a party, while rival clubs scrambled to decode his straight-line speed. By season's end, he racked up 24 goals, second only to Harry Kane, and Leicester dropped a mere 3 games, clinching the title by 10 points. Television pundits who mocked the pre-season odds spent the summer crafting documentaries about the most incredible upset in football history. The champagne flowed, and the man who once clocked out of a factory clocked into football immortality. Any notion of a one-season wonder evaporated as Vardy kept ticking off milestones. He crashed the Premier League's 100-goal barrier in July 2020, joining an ultra-exclusive club of just 29 scorers to reach triple digits. The same campaign, at 33 years old, he captured the Golden Boot with 23 goals, proving age is merely a number on a matchday programme. Leicester's Cinderella story gained another jewel in 2021 when the Foxes lifted their first FA Cup, with Vardy's leadership and off-ball energy pivotal throughout the run. Each year he tightened his legend status, staying loyal to a mid-table market when richer clubs hovered, preferring to chase records where his journey started. By 2025, he clocked out of Leicester with 200 goals in 500 appearances, cementing a legacy carved from sweat, sprints, and undeniable swagger. And through it all, he stayed the same, grounded, fiery, unapologetically himself. Relentless pressing. He treats defenders like they stole his lunch money, hounding them until they cough up possession. Even goalkeepers feel the heat, rushing clearances into the stands. Lightning first 5 yards. One step hesitation from a centre-back, and Vardy is already launching a breakaway that leaves TV cameras scrambling to keep up. That burst makes through balls look like cheat codes. Clinical finishing. Half chances become highlight reel moments. He thrives on snapshots, toe pokes, and instinctive volleys. Both feet and his head are weapons. And he rarely overthinks in front of net. Street fighter resilience. Court curfews, factory fatigue, and non-league mud never broke him. They forged an edge that shines brightest on big stages. Every elbow or late tackle only fuels his competitive fire. Big game nerves of steel. Whether he's facing Arsenal away or Chelsea in a cup final, Vardy adopts a why not me mindset that drags teammates to higher levels. He has a knack for silencing home crowds with a single sprint. Those qualities resonate with fans because they feel real. No silver spoon backstory, just bottomless belief and a bottomless gas tank. Kids in Sunday leagues see him and realise their own scrappy fields might be launching pads, not dead ends. Jamie Vardy's journey demolishes the myth that destiny belongs only to academy prodigies with carefully curated highlight reels. Dismissed as too small, shackled by an ankle monitor, and exhausted from factory overtime, he still blazed a trail to the Premier League summit. He didn't merely survive among elites. He dominated, setting records and snatching trophies that analysts claimed were unreachable. That arc offers a roadmap for every underdog. Obstacles are just plot points begging to be flipped into triumphs. Next time someone cites impossible odds, remind them of a guy who swapped carbon fiber ovens for record-breaking celebrations at the King Power Stadium. Jamie Vardy's story is more than a party chant. It's a standing invitation for anyone bold enough to crash the gates of convention. And maybe that's the real message. That greatness isn't granted, it's earned. One sprint, one tackle, one defiant roar at a time.